Ta-da! We're back again for our math, and it's page 283, and it should say 422 on your packet. And at the very first, it has a place for your name and a place for your date. Just to remind you, your name is in cursive, and the date is 422, which is April the 22nd. So be sure those pieces of information get put down on your paper. And let's look at number 1. We talked about this yesterday. It was estimating. And we start with the numbers 68 and 32. All right. They want to ask you, 68 is closest to what number that has a 0 in the ones column? So when you count 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. And you realize that 68 is closest to 70. So when you, on their paper there where it says 68 rounds to, you're going to put the number 70. It's closest to 70. Then go down to where it says 32. 32. Is it closest to 30 or is it closest to 40? You're right, it's closest to 30. So write 30 there. 32 rounds to 30. So let me show you my paper. Okay, so there's your 70, there's your 30. Then you're going to add, give me the answer there. Then you're also going to add this and give me the answer there. Okay? B, there's 25 and 23. So let's start with 25. 25 rounds to what number? Is it closest to 20 or is it closest to 30? And because it's a 5, remember we said it's going to the next highest number, so it's going to 30. I hope you remembered that. Let's go to 23. Is 23 closer to 20 or closer to 30? You're right, it's closer to 20. So write 20 in the blank. So yours should look like mine. Okay, so you got the 30 and the 20. You're going to add them, and give me the answer, and then give me the answer here. Move down to letter C. 77. Is it closer to 70 or closer to 80? Okay, you're right, it's 80. How about 11? Is 11 closer to 10 or closer to 20? You're right, it's closer to 10. So you have 80 and 10, and you're going to add those together. And then don't forget to add 77 and 11 too, okay? All right. Move on to letter D. 42. Is 42 closer to 40 or to 50? Put your answer in the blank. 56. Is it closer to 50 or 60? And then go ahead and answer those. Good job. Move down to number 2. Grandpa took 19 pictures of moose, but he didn't like any of them, except the last one. Okay, so you can kind of picture this in your head. Grandpa's taking these pictures, 19. That's quite a few of moose. Okay, he's got 19 pictures. He didn't like any of them except the last one. So he liked the 19th one. The question is, how many didn't he like? And that's what goes in that blank. And then they ask you, 19 is closest to what number that has a 0 in the ones column? 19 is closest to what? Can you figure that out? And at the bottom of your paper, you see there's a very tall mountain. Oh my, my, my. Can you get to the top with the right answer? Let's see. Turn your paper on the back. And these are Roman numerals. You know them all pretty well, except you might need a little refreshing on the letter L. Do you remember what the letter L stands for? Right, 50. So LXX. So 50, 60, 70. 70 is the answer. The answers just need to be in Arabic numerals, like the regular numbers. They don't need to be answered in Roman numerals. Okay? All right, down at the bottom of the page, you can do that without me, but let's talk about number 2. It says, write the numbers your teacher says. So, are you ready? Get your pencil ready? Okay, let's go. 1,381. 1,381. Letter B, 12 and 1/4. 12 and 1/4. Letter C, 4,579. 4,579. Letter D, 2,062. 2,062. Good. Let's look at number 3. Round the number your teacher says to the nearest 10. Here we go. 17. Is 17 closer to 10 or 20? Is 17 closer to 10 or 20? Letter B, 34. Is 34 closer to 30 or 40? So in that blank, you're either going to put 30 or 40. 34, which one is it closer to? Letter C, 12. Is 12 closer to 10 or to 20? So in the blank, you're either going to put 10 or 20. Letter D, 39. Is 39 closer to 30 or 40? 39, is it closer to 30 or 40? And the last one, letter E, 55. Is 55 closer to 50 or 60? 55. Is it closer to 50 or 60? All of your answers, A, B, C, D, E, in that row should have a number that ends in a 0. Okay, be sure yours do. Let's move down to number 4. Write the answers to the combination your teacher says. Letter A, 4 times 3. That means there are 4 threes. 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? 4 times 3. Letter B, 2 times 9. 2 times 9. Letter C, 3 times 10. 3 times 10. Letter D. I have 9 pixie straws, and I'm going to give them to 3 friends. How many straws is each friend going to get? 9 pixie straws, 3 friends. How many pixie straws is each friend going to get? Letter E, 1/4, 1 dime, and 1 penny. A quarter, a dime, and a penny. How much is that? And then don't forget to give the cent sign. Good. And the last one, half of a dozen. How much is half of a dozen? Good. Now it says, write the answer to the listening skill question. This is number 5. And you can write whatever you want to in the workspace. Grandma and Grandpa loved to go camping. In fact, they loved it so much they bought a camper. And their camper is 12 feet long. So it's not a real big camper. But, when you go camping, you don't really need a very big camper. Usually it's just the older people that sleep in the camper. And lots of times the kids just sleep outside in a tent or maybe just outside under the stars. But when you go camping, it's all fun, isn't it? I have never been camping in my whole life. Can you believe it? Nope, not even one time. Because I've always had a lake cabin, and so I've never needed to go camping. But I've heard that it's a lot of fun. Camping is a whole world that I know nothing about. Wait a minute, Grandma and Grandpa's camper is 12 feet long. Well, they got into a campsite, and they got to kind of comparing. And they pulled in, and they backed their camper in, so it was just perfect. And which is in a camper, it is hard to back in a camper. It's not like a motorhome. That's hard enough. But a camper, well, you have to figure out how to steer that. Ugh, I can't even think of how to do that. Anyway, so Grandma and Grandpa, they parked their rig, and right next to them was another rig. And this rig was kind of an old, kind of a beater, kind of beat up a little bit. But those people were so nice, and they'd had this camper for years. And so they got to kind of comparing notes. And they were looking at Grandma and Grandpa's camper, and they said, "Oh yeah, but this is really a nice model here, How big is it?" And Grandpa said, "Oh, it's 12 feet, and yeah, it's got some really nice features." And then the other man said, "Oh man, we're gonna have to upgrade ours. Ours is only 8 feet, and we've used it for years, but we're kind of ready to upgrade a little bit." So anyway, the old guys got to talking about how fun it was in the camping world. So these people, their next door neighbors, only had an 8-foot camper. My question is, how much longer is Grandma and Grandpa's camper compared to the neighbor's camper? Okay, did you hear the story? Did you listen? Good. But then you know the answer, and that's what you put. All right. That's it for math for this day. Go ahead and slow down my video if you need to and finish up the little spots that you didn't get. And we're good to go. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.